What a game of football. Ruben Amorim has masterminded a classic in Europe, not just in the Europa League. I'll tell you, this was the game of the week, and Ruben Amorim, his Man United boys, had everything to do with it. So did Olympic Lyon, because what an opponent, what a test. Welcome to the United of Sport, guys. It's a late reaction to Man United's 5-4 victory over Olympic Lyon, a game that properly defined us as Man United. That's the character you want to see in our team. We want to have fans live happy and excited. That is exactly what Sir Alex Ferguson got us used to. He was in the stands, he saw it, he felt it, he was impressed because that was a proper Manchester United atmosphere. Even when we went down 4-2 by a margin of 2 goals, half time of extra time, fans were not leaving because they still had belief that United could still fight their way back. But listen, for me, this is what I've been saying. I reached a point, and even if we had been really, I had given up, and I thought even if we had been ejected from this game, I thought we had performed extremely well in terms of improving in the many things that we had to work on from the previous games. In fact, no wonder Ruben Amorim expressed himself like that. I've not seen Amorim express himself, smile and laugh and jump like that. We haven't seen him open up on the touchline, even when United was winning games against Real Sociedad. This is a game they wanted, and they played like it to the excitement of everyone. Everyone left excited and happy and impressed. Listen, Amorim's tactical changes, whereas they could have come a bit late, but he did them. Maybe he was thinking about them because there were so many, he had to move so many pieces and it had to work. Removing Rasmus Højlund, who did not have his best of games again, as usual, and putting Harry Maguire as a number 9, pushing him up and making sure that they try to get the ball to him. Kobe Maino comes on with new energy. I told you Kobe should be a 10. That boy can do that. He scored a similar goal almost what he scored against Wolves. That's what he can do. A player who can control the ball and with 1 or 2 touches put off about 3 or 4 defenders and press the ball is a player you need in the opposition box. He brought on the energy. Mason Mount brought on energy. Since he came onto the game, for me, he was an invisible game changer because of his work rate. He did not put any foot wrong with his blocks, with his pressing. He was properly on point. Casemiro was playing like prime Casemiro at Real Madrid. Well, one of the goals we considered, I think the goal from, was it from Tagliafico? That should be the equalizer or the third goal, where we didn't have a holding midfielder. Casemiro was caught off guard. He was trotting back, and these guys were way ahead of him. He should have been the one to cover that. But you don't blame him because he doesn't have the lungs anymore to be able to go box to box and return like that. But by and large, he had a very controlled performance for a person his age, even in assisting, was contributing, trying to get to the end of balls, winning penalties. Everything for me showed players who wanted this game. They had that desire. They proved that indeed they were playing against Newcastle, but their mind was partly on this game. Garnacho was making good runs, putting people off. At times was a bit selfish or wasteful like he has been, or getting a bit tired towards the end of the final execution. But you saw that there was an improvement in terms of how he was working, even with Dogu. Diogo Dalot scored a beautiful goal, an improvement in terms of how he was playing on the right. You look at Bruno, all throughout the game, the United players were trying to find him and get him to get us playing. You look at Aleni Yoro in the back line. He was fighting and going down. He was almost conceding a concussion, going out because of a concussion. He put his head on the line like Nemanja Vidic did back then, and Phil Jones. There was a proper heart of the team. There was Andronana saved us about 3 or 4 times. Give him that credit. I wouldn't blame him for any of the goals, by the way. I thought the Leo guys were just good at times. They were good on the ball. They passed us. Even when they were 10, they were still confident and coming at us. They felt they could beat us, but we matched them. United players were putting together passes without panicking, with an idea of what they want to do, how they want to build. They were creating chances consistently. You felt that goals would come. But for me, this was a proper game of football. Doesn't mean that we are back, and I'm not excited, but I was impressed by the progress of the team, but by what I saw, by the character and mentality of the team, even when they were through, they were nearly, being ejected in a very shaming way. So, beautiful performance. Player ratings, Harry Maguire certainly for me took it with his spirit and heart. I think there is no question he was rested properly. He was fully prepared for this game. He was fighting all throughout the game. I thought Casemiro had an impeccable game for himself as well. Kobe off the bench, I thought changed the game. Mount, I thought brought pace. So I don't know. I'll just give the entire team an average of 8 out of 10. I think the spirit for me, away even from the performance, the fact that it was end to end like a basketball game. For me, the spirit is something I will commend for good. If you have the spirit, however mediocre you are as a player, you've got a chance to give yourself to win. You can win. You give yourself a chance because you've got the personality. This was lacking in the team. Kids were crying in the stands, and the feelings changed. They smiled again at the end of the game. This is what football is about. That is what Man United is about. That is what United is loved for. So for me, I was impressed. I've been impressed, and they have shown a statement to everyone that indeed United are serious contenders for the title. For me, if you play like this, which other team in this Europa League can play better than you? I think for me, this is the character that I needed to see come out of the team, and everyone will leave impressed. Fergie was clapping at the end of the game because he knows. I listened to him in an interview, and he said one of the things he did and he knew about United fans is that he wanted them to live happy. At the end of the game, if you come back in the way we came back, even if it's bad, it puts you under a lot of pressure, but you live happy. Everyone goes home happy. Every United fan has gone home happy. For me, that's a very important thing, and I want to give a lot of credit to the team for their performance and non-resilience and show of character, mentality, and personality. This is the United that we want to see, and give Amorim more players, better players. Guys, we clearly see what he's capable of doing. Let's be honest. We clearly see what he's capable of doing. He was hugging Andrew Onana. Player management. Onana was showing character. He's happy. He's been trusted again. Outel Baindi was properly managed. The players listen to the coach when he's talking. He knows he's in control. You can see that Ruben Amorim is properly in control of this Man United team. So that's why for me, all this change in performance for me is a reflection of the character of the manager we have. And that's why I have utmost confidence that given the right personnel for him to play his system, United will be better and unplayable. What a night. Have a good night.